Oui, oui. Bonjour, Salou, et bienvenue. Je vais vous présenter Salou. Salou est une nouvelle étudiante dans notre classe. Hussein Desika, bienvenue. Et voilà, Salou. We have a full house. Bonjour, Salou. Bonjour, Aishwarya. Bonjour, tout le monde. It's good to see you all today. Please unmute your mic and speak. Not able to hear.
Oh, ok. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour à tous.
Bonjour, Aishwarya. You are still on mute if you're speaking. If you're not, it's okay. You can take 5 minutes. All right. I will start by presenting my screen and we'll show you what we're going to cover today. All right. So we have a packed agenda today. Okay. We are going to cover a lot. In first, we're gonna cover survival trends. Okay. And in that we're gonna learn the somebody asking a question. Please go on. Nope. Okay. Then we're going to cover some places of the city and then modes of transport. And then we are also going to cover a grammar topic, which is the future cross and a dialogue if the time permits. Okay. That's a lot to cover. So we'll quickly move on. Okay. Let's start with a very short introduction to something. I'll show you this thing in French first.
Par ici,
Are you guys able to hear the audio?
par ici,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oui, sir.
tout droit, à gauche, à droite, devant, derrière, à côté d'eux. Par ici,
One more time.
tout droit, à gauche, à droite, devant, derrière, à côté d'eux.
Okay. What did you guys hear? Can someone repeat one or two words that they heard? Let's start with, I don't know, Hussein. What did you hear?
Par ici,
Par
à
ici.
gauche, à droite,
What was the first word that you second word that you said? A guat,
à gauche, sure,
a gauche. Okay.
à gauche.
Okay. And anyone else? Any extra words that you heard that Hussein did not tell us?
Devant,
Derrière.
derrière, tout droit.
Okay, très bien. Yes. So what do you think these are? What are these things that she's talking about? This was just a teaser, okay? We're going to learn all of that. Don't worry if you don't understand what they are. Get a hint from the slide that I am on. What were those?
Directions.
They were
Gauche means
directions.
left, droite means right,
Okay, très
and
bien.
droit
Par
means
ici,
straight.
Yes.
Derrière
Tout
means
droit means straight.
last. Behind maybe.
Et bonjour Aishwarya, est-ce que tu peux m'entendre maintenant? Can you try changing your mic from? Do you see my screen? There's an arrow behind, besides the audio button, and then you can change your mic from here. Try changing it. I can't hear her. Can someone else hear Aishwarya? Aishwarya, maybe try joining
No.
from your phone. No, can't hear you. Aishwarya, try joining from your phone, please. Okay. I will repeat it for you, don't worry. Okay. Let's where was I? Yes. So imagine this person, okay? This is someone who's standing and his face is towards us. Towards us as in facing this direction. Okay. And relative to him, whatever is in front of him is what? Is in French devant lui. Okay, devant lui. And droite is what? To my
Right.
unmute and speak. Yes. Okay. And left is
Right.
Gauche.
gauche. Okay. And behind me is what?
Gauche.
Derrière moi. Okay. Très bien.
Derrière.
Okay. We will do a very small exercise. Okay. And in fact, I wanted to learn how the nomenclature of street works in French. Okay. How the nomenclature of street works in French. For example, if you are standing here and you ask a French person, okay, I want to go to E. How will I go to E? They will say, okay, take the second right from here. Go straight, take the second right. या फिर they will say, go take the second one from here. Okay. या फिर they will say, go take the first left from here. It's just the normal way that we speak. Okay. Prenez la première à droite. Okay. If I write this, what does this mean? Le troisième. If I write this, droite. Ignore the spelling for now, but yes. Prenez le troisième à droite.
I take a third right.
Troisième à droite. It's not literally take the third right, it's take the third roue. Troisième à droite. This is the correct spelling. Prenez la troisième à droite. Okay. Do you know what a street is called in French? A street, gully, a road. La rue. Okay. And when I say la troisième, यहाँ पर I'm referring to the street. La. Prenez la troisième à droite. So I'm saying to whoever is standing, for example, if Hussein is standing here and I tell him, prenez la troisième à droite. What does it mean? Don't take the, what is droite? पहले तो ये बताओ.
Right.
Right.
Right. So I don't have to take these gullies, okay, for sure, because these are on my left. Okay. Do I take the first on the right? Do I take the second on the right? Or do I take the third on the right?
Third.
Third. So where will I reach? D.
D.
Okay. So you gathering this concept? Prenez la première à droite, prenez la deuxième à gauche, prenez la troisième à droite. Yes? So for example, Shalu, if I ask you, prenez la troisième à gauche, where will you reach?
C.
Si, très bien. Desika, prenez la deuxième à droite.
E.
I, très bien. Hussein, prenez la première à gauche.
Repeat.
Prenez la première à gauche.
It's somewhere in the left. I got the middle word.
Prenez la première à gauche.
Straight.
Première. No, no,
Okay.
première. A. Yes, I will read A. Okay. I have to take the first one. Bonjour, Aishwarya.
Bonjour, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, finally.
I changed the
Bonjour.
laptop.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien. Et vous?
Okay. Ça va, merci. Okay, we are in the process of discussing directions. Okay, I quickly showed everyone a very short YouTube shorts. Okay, it had 4 directions in it. So imagine you are this person and you are facing us, facing this direction. Okay.
Okay.
So we are talking about directions: left, right, front, back. Okay. And in front of you, whatever is there is called what in French? I think you know this already, but yes, can you speak these out? These words. And behind you would be?
Devant,
And to your right?
derrière,
And to
droite,
your left? Okay.
gauche.
And then we briefly discussed the nomenclature which the French people use. Okay. You don't have this chat. I'll send it to you again. People say this. For example, if you are standing, let's imagine this is you. Okay. Not this. You're standing at G. And if you're asking a French person, okay, blah, 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 I want to go to D. I want to go to D. Don't care what is D right now, but they tell you, okay, go take the third at the right. Go take third right or third at the right. Okay. That means you have to take the third street at the right, not the first, not the second, but the third. Okay, so how do they say that? Prenez la troisième à droite.
Okay, take the
Literally
third
they're
right.
saying prenez la troisième à droite. मतलब है इसका take the third street on the right.
Okay.
Okay, and what's the
No,
Hussein,
by
continue.
sorry.
Okay. And when I say la troisième, I'm referring to la rue. La rue is what, Aishwarya?
The street.
The street. Okay. So if I want to say you prenez la deuxième à gauche, where will you reach from G?
C. No, A.
Non, prenez le deuxième à gauche. Deuxième, pas le
Okay,
premier.
deuxième. B. B.
B. You will reach B. Okay. Très bien. So we are here. We are all together. Okay. Très bien. So right now I'm not concerned with what A, B, C, D, E, F, G are. Okay. But I should be, because the places in real life are not named as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Of course, they have to be named something by the goal that you're trying to reach, or the goal of the place that you're trying to reach. For example, if you want to travel to another city, where will you go in a city? Chalu? If I'm traveling to
Like
some other city from this city, yeah, possible. Flight,
Mhm.
but what's the place where we find flights?
airport, aéroport,
Airport, yes. But you,
aéroport,
l'aéroport. Oui, okay. And Aishwarya, if I want to take the train, where do I go? Sorry?
I forgot the word for train.
Trains is train, okay, the same word, but the word for
Gare.
gare, okay, that's the train station. Hussein, if I want to take the bus and I want to go to the bus stop, imagine E is the bus stop, what would it be called? What's a bus stop in French? Okay, don't worry. Arrêt de bus.
Autobus. Oh, autobus. Okay.
Okay, arrêt de bus. Desika, what's cinema hall in French?
Theatre.
Théâtre is different than cinema. Okay, so what's the difference between théâtre and cinema? It could be the same words, but there's a
Okay,
very
theatre is for plays.
Yep.
Cinema is cinema.
Cinema is cinema. Très bien. Okay. So let's now talk about these places. उससे पहले फटाफट से ये वाले सारे जो लिखे हुए हैं ना ये पढ़ लेते हैं. Are you guys able to see them well? Okay. So if there's a person at G and they ask you to continuer tout droit. Continuer tout droit. Okay. For example, I ask them, okay, how will I reach cinema? And imagine this is the cinema from G. They will say, continuer tout droit. Continuer tout droit. You don't have to turn anywhere. You have to go straight. Yes? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have already seen this one. Prenez la
Yes.
douzième à gauche. Prenez la douzième à gauche. Where will you reach from G?
B.
B. Yes, you will reach B. Okay. And then what we have, tourner à droite. For example, if I say continuez tout droit et tournez à droite. Tourner à droite.
Keep going straight and take right.
What is tourner? Like literally, what is tourner? Turn.
Turn.
Okay.
Turn.
Tourner is turn right. And then, of course, tourner à gauche would be
Turn left.
Turn to the left.
turn left.
left,
Okay.
turn left,
Prenez la première à droite. This is easy. We have done this already. Prenez la première à droite. कौन सा वाला लेना? Left या right? कहाँ जाऊँ? इधर चला, इधर चला. जल्दी बोलो.
First right.
First right. Très bien. So I'll
right,
reach F. Okay. And for example, if I say यहाँ पे मैं खड़ा हूँ, ठीक है? और यहाँ पे मैं ये खड़ा हूँ. If I say the boulangerie is à droite, c'est à droite. What does it mean? C'est à droite. It's on there.
It's in
It's right there.
It's not right there. वो वाला right there नहीं. Literally right direction वाला right है, ठीक है? It's right on your right. For example, your destination is on the right. ये पहुंचते से बोलता है ना गूगल मैप्स, वो वाला सीन है. तो c'est à droite. ऐसे ही सेम चीज हो गया, c'est à gauche. डायरेक्शन समझ में आ गए? अब डायरेक्शंस पता चल गए. ऑफ कोर्स नाउ वी नीड टू नो कहाँ से कहाँ जाना है. तो व्हाट आर दोस प्लेसेस? लेट्स लर्न दोस प्लेसेस. ठीक है, तो आई विल टर्न बैक सेकंड. ऑलराइट, थोड़ा देखने में कंजेस्टेड होगा बट आई एम होपिंग तुम लोगों को ये दिख रहा है. आर यू गाइस एबल टू रीड दीज वर्ड्स या नहीं? यस नो, यस नो.
मैंने थोड़ा zoom in किया है, that's why I'm able to see it.
Same.
Is everybody able to do the same? Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. This is better? या पहले वाला better था? I think this is better. Let it be. I'll read it out if it's not legible.
Yes.
Okay.
Readable.
Shalu, can you start reading the first line, please? What are these places? Tell us.
Okay. Arrêt de bus, banque,
Mhm.
bibliothèque,
Oui.
boutique. Like
And
it's
can you
bus
translate
stop,
these for us,
bank,
please?
library, and the boutique.
What's a boutique? Is it a silai kadai wala boutique? Yes, no?
Yes.
It's not. Okay, it's not. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
the same
It's
boutique
not.
as boutiques in Punjab and elsewhere in India. It's not a tailor shop, okay? It is any shop in French which is specialized in something. So any shop which sells something of
Okay.
special nature is called a boutique. For example, a boutique could be a boutique of vêtements. Or vêtements de, I don't know, women, men, for example. Boutique, simplement. And Shalu, this is arrêt, pas arrête. Arrêt de bus. We don't pronounce it T. Arrêt de bus. Yes?
Okay. Arrêt de bus.
Okay, très bien. Desika, can you start with the second line?
Bureau de poste, café, cinéma, commissariat.
Commissariat. Oui, commissariat.
Commissariat. Okay.
What? Translate these, please.
A post office,
Oui,
cafe, and cinema.
oui.
Is it police station?
Oui, police station. Commissariat. Okay.
Commissariat.
Aishwarya, this is for you. Now you will be able to
Yes.
remember.
Gar, peru, peruvar,
Ferroviaire.
ferroviaire, gar, routière,
Oui.
hôpital, kiosque à Runo.
Kiosque à journaux. Oui, très bien. अब देखो ना यहाँ पे गार फेरोवियर इज अ ओवर स्पेसिफिकेशन. ठीक है, वो बोलना चाह रहे व्हाट इज फेरोवियर. What is ferroviaire? Sorry,
Station.
this is the spelling. Ferroviaire is not station. It's related to railways. Okay, it's related to the rail lines. What is fare? What is fare in French? Anyone?
Fair
No
to
one?
make wala fair.
नहीं, that is
make
FAIR. But what is FER? It's iron. Okay, आयरन को लोहे को फेयर बोलते हैं. एंड लिटरली ये लोग फेरोवियर इज फॉर rail lines which are sort of made of iron like material. It's not iron for sure, but it's made of iron like material, इसलिए ये लोग ferroviaire बोलते हैं. So this is an over specification of saying ये station है but railway वाला station है. Okay, then we have gare routière. What is this, Aishwarya? Can you translate?
Bus station.
Yeah, this is the bus station. So literally speaking, station, but कौन सा वाला? Bus वाला. Routière. What is route? La route. अभी la roue किया
the
था.
route.
Wait, what's the difference between la route and la roue?
Rue means street.
Oui, la route means what then?
I guess route means actually the way.
Way, yes, but is there a
Karen.
The road.
the road? Yes, where गाड़ियां चलती हैं, ठीक है? Where we have the cars that rule on it. So the verb that we use for the cars that move, like literally move, is rouler. ठीक है? तो वहां से आया ये route. Yes. So gare routière. Then what is the next one, Aishwarya?
Hospital.
Hospital. Kiosque journaux. We don't have it very common in India, but छोटे शहरों में I think we see
It's
them.
like a newspaper stand.
Yes, and that's very famous and very famous in Paris and France. Okay, so we have these. These are dying for sure. I read a documentary about this, but these are very famous. Kiosque journaux. Okay, Hussein, can you read the next line, please?
Yeah, but what's kiosque journal?
Kiosk is this is newspaper stand. Newspaper is journaux. Stand is kiosk. Okay.
Marché,
Marché.
musée, park, pharmacy.
Pharmacie. Très bien. Marché is what? What is marché?
Marché is market.
Market, yeah. Musée.
Museum.
Okay. Parc.
Park.
Okay. Pharmacie.
Pharmacy.
Très bien. Okay. All right. The last line is Shalu, can you read this?
Restaurant, stade, supermarché, théâtre.
Mhm. Théâtre. Okay. Desika, you see this? Cinema, théâtre.
Yeah. Yeah.
These
I
are two
can
different
spot the
places.
difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure you know the translation of restaurant. What is tad? The photo samjho. What is tad?
Stadium,
Stadium. Okay. Supermarché, c'est quoi?
Supermarket.
supermarket,
Oui. Marché, oui. Marché, c'est market. Supermarché, c'est supermarket. Okay. Then théâtre is where we have these plays. जहाँ पे stage होता है. What's the difference? मतलब physical difference क्या होता है? सिनेमा और एक थिएटर में. Théâtre में.
Cinema, where picture and everything is done, and theater is live performance and everything.
वही तो उन दोनों में फिजिकल डिफरेंस क्या होगा? आगे वहां पे एक स्टेज लगा होगा वर्सेस वहां पे आगे एक स्क्रीन लगा होगा. ठीक है, तो दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ऑलराइट, whose turn is it? Desika, can you read now? हमने ये सीख लिया व्हाट आर दीस प्लेसेस इन द सिटी. वी विल नाउ ऑफ कोर्स लर्न कौन से मोया है. मोया मतलब व्हाट आर द मीडियम्स बाय व्हिच वी कैन ट्रैवल फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अदर. ठीक है,
Okay.
तो वी विल रीड द फर्स्ट लाइन. कैन यू रीड दिस?
Le vélo,
Eh bien.
la moto,
Mhm.
le scooter,
Scooter.
la trottinette.
Trottinette, oui. Trottinette. Okay.
Trottinette. Oui.
Ok. Le vélo, yes, you comprends.
Cycle.
La moto,
Motorcycle.
très bien. Le scooter,
Moped.
Scooter.
ah oui. And then la trottinette. It's not very common in India or I guess in Canada, but it's very common in Europe. La trottinette is actually an electric or pedal, I mean feet driven. ये जो बचपन में नहीं चलाते थे अपन इंडिया में,
Yes.
वो
बचपन में था.
but
अभी
ये लोग French लोग they use it. Okay, they use it very commonly
No,
and
it's
they
very
have
common here also.
in Canada also. Okay, très bien. Then अपन ही रह गए बस जो पीछे रह गए. ठीक है, in India. Okay, très bien. So la trottinette, यहाँ पे I have basically whitened out other modes of transport because of which there are blanks, but those are not important. But अभी के लिए let's focus on these ones. Whose turn is it? Hussein?
La bus, la autocar, la
Mhm.
train, la tramway, la metro.
le métro और le इसको वापस पढ़ो.
Le train.
Le train. It's not le
Le train.
train. Le train. Très bien.
Le
Le
train.
tramway, le métro. These are all self-explanatory. Le bus, le train, le tramway, le métro. Okay. Aishwarya, can you read the last remaining ones?
Yes. Le camion,
Très bien.
le hélicoptère,
It's not le hélicoptère, it's l'hélicoptère.
l'hélicoptère, l'avion,
Oui.
la voiture,
It's not voiture.
voiture,
Yeah. Très bien. Voiture.
le bateau.
The bateau. Très bien. यहाँ पे camion, we did a whole story around camion. So you know what is camion? Shalu, can you tell us what's a camion? I think everybody else knows.
So yes, like transportation में जो use होती है for carrying the things.
Oui, a truck simplement. ठीक है? A truck is a camion. Okay. Then l'hélicoptère, l'avion, la voiture, all of these are self-explanatory, and le bateau. Yes? Easy enough? So we've done
Yes.
places, we've done
Oui.
transports, and we've done how to go from one place to other. Now let's actually do it. Okay? Don't laugh at this, but yes. Can you find your initials in this photo? Aishwarya, vous êtes où?
École.
Ok, Desika, vous êtes où?
Restaurant.
Et Shalu, vous êtes où?
So at like
Dans la
the
rue. Okay.
second left, yes, dans la rue.
Okay, and Hussein, vous êtes où?
Bonk. Bank.
Oui, bon, très bien. Okay, now let's make Desika go from restaurant to, for example, bank. Now she's eaten, she wants some money because she's lost all her money in the restaurant. She wants to get some more money. She wants to go to the bank. Desika, can you tell us in French, of course, how will you go from restaurant to the bank? Use all the French that you know today, okay? Able to
Should I direct from that restaurant, right? I
Oui,
should
oui.
direct.
You have to go, yeah. So yes. So you first dash.
Tout droit.
Simply direction थोड़ी बोलना है. You have to say je, de. सारा बोलना है.
Okay.
We read the directions, I know, but okay, we also learned a lot of other things before, so.
D'accord. I'll
Okay.
try. Je veux aller tout droit et prenez deuxième. Ok, droite.
Douzième à droite, ok. Et je vais là. Je vais quoi? Je vais continuer tout droit.
Prime monnaie.
Je
Oui.
vais prendre.
Prendre,
comment
oui.
dire? Ok.
Oui.
ठीक है तो पहले यू हैव टू गेट आउट ऑफ द रेस्टोरेंट पहले वो तो बोलो सीधा थोड़ी रेस्टोरेंट में थोड़ी लेफ्ट ले लोगे आप ठीक है तो je sors du restaurant पहला yes je sors du restaurant je prends quoi je tourne à gauche
Gauche.
je prends le 12e à droite oui yes
Oui. Oui.
et je continue juste au bout de la rue
D'accord. Ok.
एक मिनट ये मैंने एक नया वो बोल दिया what is this au bout de la rue au bout de quelque chose. What does this mean?
At the end.
To the end, up till the end. Okay, up till the end of something, and something can be anything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with Aishwarya now. Aishwarya, for example, you want to meet Shalu. How will you do that?
I go straight.
वो पहले तो निकलो तो सही स्कूल से.
Okay.
Je.
Um,
What is the verb that you will use to get out?
sortir.
And conjugated je.
Je sors.
Oui.
À l'école.
De l'école.
D'école.
Oui.
I forgot what was straight.
Je continue tout droit.
Je continue tout droit.
Continuer is for vous, okay? Je के साथ continue आएगा.
Je
Continue.
continue tout droit.
Okay, you are continuing tout droit. Should I take anywhere या सीधा
Yes.
चला जा?
No, then I take a left.
How will I say that?
This is the second left, right?
Oui. Je.
Je
Prends.
je prends
Prends. P-R-E-N-D. Prends.
je prends douzième gauche.
Oui. Je prends la douzième. I'm talking. I don't say I take the second right. I have to say I take the second street on the right, on the left. Sorry.
Okay.
ठीक है? तो je prends la douzième.
Je prends la douzième à Rue. À Rue.
नहीं. आ रो तो बोलना ही नहीं है. वो जो la douzième है ना वो this is रू only. When I say la douzième इसका मतलब ये है.
Second हो गया.
La douzième रू इसका मतलब ये है. For short हम use करते हैं la douzième.
Okay.
ठीक है? Je prends la douzième à
gauche.
À gauche. Et je
एनएमई चालू.
यहाँ थोड़ी मिल जाओगे. पहले ले लिया, अभी आगे तो जाओगे. These streets are not to scale, of course. ठीक है? बहुत बड़ी बड़ी streets हैं.
अच्छा, okay.
तो
So I have to continue straight again.
Exactly. So je continue tout droit jusqu'au bout de la rue.
Okay.
ठीक है? अब now both of you are together. Let's make you be together. Let me do it. Okay, Aishwarya is now here. Okay, now Aishwarya and Hussein, I want to make you meet them as well. How will you? Okay, this is not updated. Weird. Just a moment. Okay, anyways, I'll share this one. Able to see this? Now Hussein and Aishwarya are at the same place. Shalu and Aishwarya are at the same place. Hussein, I want you to meet these three guys. How will you do it?
Je sors de la
Du
je sors de la banque.
Oui.
Je prenais je prends it will be left. Okay. Je prends premier je
Oui, je prends le premier à
gauche.
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 Je prends la première à gauche. Ok, un point que now.
Continue through.
Tout droit, oui.
Tout droit.
Okay. And then you take.
Premier la gauche. Once again.
Oui, je prends la première à gauche. Gauche.
Gauche. Et au bout de la rue.
Oui, je continue tout droit jusqu'au bout de la rue. ये मैंने सारा लिख दिया है. एक बार आप पढ़ लो सब लोग. Je sors du banc. Je prends la première à gauche. Je continue tout droit. Je prends la première à gauche. Je continue tout droit. Et jusqu'au bout de la rue. ठीक है? अब let's make Hussein stand here. Who is left? One bacha. I think everybody is there. Now let's make. Let's assume Desika is also here. Okay. Now everybody is here. Now you all want to go to the piscine to party. What is a piscine?
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
How will
Swimming
you?
pool.
Let's make. Who has not done this exercise? Shalu, you not done this, right?
Yes.
Shalu, can you be the group leader and show us all how to go to the piscine, and then everybody will follow your direction.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, nous, nous voulons aller à la piscine.
Très bien.
Alors, nous prenons, nous continuons tout droit
Tout droit, ok.
et, et puis nous prenons la première à droite
Très bien, ok.
et continue tout droit.
Oui, jusqu'à où?
Puis, ok. Puis, nous prenons la première à gauche et continue tout
À
droit
gauche.
jusqu'au bout de la rue.
Très bien, très bien. So everybody is at the piscine now. What will you do now? Swimming आती है ना? Qui
Yes, we will swim.
qui aime nager? Qui ici aime nager?
nage pas.
Tu n'aimes pas?
Je ne nage pas, I guess.
Tu ne nages pas, ok.
Oui.
Et Chalou, est-ce que vous aimez nager?
Monsieur, je ne sais pas nager.
Ok, très bien. Et Hussein, est-ce que tu aimes nager?
Oui.
Ok. Et Aishwarya, est-ce que tu aimes nager?
We.
Okay. Then where is your A? I left your A somewhere, Aishwarya. I don't know where it is.
It's okay. I can see myself.
Okay, no, it's in the pool. Sorry. All right. So I hope this was clear. So basically, if you are left alone in a street in any francophone country, you can ask for directions and they will give you directions like this only. खाने ला फमियारा गोश, वहां पे मत बोलना भाई गोश लेफ्ट होता है राइट होता है, ठीक है, तभी भूल जाओगे कि वो वहां नहीं रुकने वाले हैं. व्हाट विल दे से? खाने फमियारा गोश, खाने ला दूसरी मत बात, ब्ला 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 ब्ला, बहुत कुछ बोल देंगे वो एक ही 2-3 लाइंस में, ठीक है. यू हैव टू रिटेन एवरीथिंग. दैट इज व्हाई गोश थॉट फटाफट याद करना है, ठीक है. इज एवरीबॉडी ऑन द सेम पेज नाउ?
Kind of.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
काइंड ऑफ. एनी डाउट्स? कुछ
No, no doubt.
दुख दर्द तकलीफ? नो? पक्का? अच्छा, इस फोटो में what are the places? Let's discuss these places फटाफट से before we. These are all not discussed in the premiere in the first photo that we had. This is explanatory. What is this? What is this?
Hôpital,
Hospital.
Hospital. What is
Hospital.
this?
restaurant,
Restaurant.
Eh bien. What is this?
cathedral,
Church.
Cathedral. Oui. Et या फिर? It's not the actual word. Cathedral.
Église.
L'église. Oui.
Église.
That's l'église. L'église is what in English, Aishwarya? Oui,
Church.
church. And what is this? What's this symbol for? What's the symbol for, Hussein? Oh, yes, Aishwarya, continue. Gas station,
Gas
okay.
station.
That's very Canadian. What's Indian name for this, Aishwarya?
petrol bunk,
Petrol. Okay, très bien. What's this called? Gas station or petrol pump in French? Let's come back to France. It's a very weird word, but this is called this. La station de service. La station service. ठीक है? La station de service. This is clear? Scene wala, what is this? Desika, what
Yes.
is
Yes,
this?
sir.
Théâtre. Très bien.
Yeah.
What is this, Aishwarya?
Bonk.
Bonk. Okay. And what is this, Hussein? Last one?
Cool.
Equal. Très bien. Okay. Now you know all these places. Now let's move on to the next topic for today, which is just give me one moment. Okay. Now let's learn about your futures. Très bien. Able to see the tab screen?
Oui.
It's pinned, right? Okay. All right. So, how many of you remember what was the conjugation for imparfait? Any vague memories? Yeah, you're still clueless. What is imparfait?
RE with X on graph with the E, IR with I, and the last one with U.
That's participe présent, no?
Yes, but
Participe passé, no?
Passé.
What is imparfait? Imparfait.
AIS, AIS, AIT,
Oui.
IONS, IENT.
AINT.
AINT.
And IEZ. You missed woo. Okay. No
Oh, yeah.
problem. So, what I've done is, do you guys remember the timeline method? I mean, the timeline. Timeline method याद है कि नहीं याद है?
Yeah.
Uh, so shall we discuss the timeline method? I think I covered this in the demo as well when I covered passé composé, if you remember. In the past, okay, there are two tenses, and we differentiate them using the characteristic of the task that is at hand. Okay, if the task is limited in time, it's in the past and it's for क्या बोलते हैं, it finishes. Okay, तीन conditions. Then what is it, Hussein? What do we use?
past principle. Oh, sorry, passé composé.
Passé composé. And what is the use case for imparfait, Shwarya? When do we use imparfait?
To describe a state of mind,
Oui, très bien.
and it's a continuous and habitual action.
Okay,
And
note
description. Sorry.
reading from notes.
Yeah. I did write it down last time.
Okay, très bien. So, Shalu, we read the use cases for both of these and how to differentiate between them. Okay. Why am I discussing this today is हम तो आज future पढ़ने वाले, right? So why am I discussing past? Is because this timeline is very important. So let's start. I have put X, Y, Z, and W on this timeline. You saw what are P and P? This is the first P in, let's say, yellow is past, the blue P is present, then F1 and F2 are future events. Okay? Now you have to name and we'll go one by one. What is X? Aishwarya, what is the tense X?
Passé composé.
X is for bigger events which are happening 2 to 3 times in the past.
Passé récent.
No. Hussein, I'll come back to you, Aishwarya.
Imperfect.
Imperfect, and why?
It is in the past.
Oui.
It has been in the habitual form, I guess.
Oui, très bien.
And it was for some behavioral point.
Très
It
bien.
happened in the past.
So,
Okay, I got it now.
so for example, Aishwarya, can you give us an example now of this kind of an action? Give it in English at first.
I think used to read, like I used to read when I was small. Like that's a continuation habitual action.
I used to revise when I was small. Now stop
Mm.
doing it. I used to. Okay. So these are the cases when we use which tense? Imperfect. Okay. So for actions which are long in duration or which continue for bigger periods of time or which are habitual actions in the past or which describe a state of mind in the past. For example, I was sad in the past. Okay. That's a state of mind. I will use which tense? Imperfect. Okay. Yes. Can you give me an example? I don't know. Who knows the conjugation of imparfait? Just throw me an example. Throw out an example of imparfait being used.
Uh, Je dormais.
जो दौर में बस अभी नहीं सोते
It doesn't make sense, but yeah.
अभी नहीं सोते. You used to sleep.
Yeah, but I used to sleep well. Je dormais bien.
Okay.
Oui.
Okay, that's an acceptable sentence. Thank you.
Oui.
Shalu, any example do you have for imparfait?
Uh, J'étais timide quand j'étais pendant mon enfance. J'étais timide pendant
Très
mon
bien.
enfance.
Aishwarya, can you translate that?
I think she said I was timid
Timid, oui.
when I think she was small.
Okay, très bien. Can you make a sentence and say I was not timid when I was small?
Je n'étais pas timide enfance.
सीधा enfance नहीं आया. Je n'étais pas timide. I wasn't timid childhood. No.
In childhood.
Pendant mon enfance. ठीक है?
Pendant enfance.
Okay, très bien. Hussein, can you make one sentence with imparfait before we begin to move to why?
Ya libre a la
Je quoi? Libre.
libre. I
Spelling of
used to
that
read
what?
book
Je lirai. Je lirai les livres quand? Dans l'école.
dans l'école, yeah. In the
या
school.
l'école ठीक है इन दी स्कूल मतलब dans l'école मतलब लिटरली इनसाइड दी स्कूल ठीक है आ l'école मतलब इन स्कूल इन जनरल स्कूल में ठीक है ऑलराइट so now you know what is imperfect used for. Can someone tell me, and Hussein you can't do that, I know you know, Jessica, can you tell me what's the use case for passive composé? When do we use passive composé and how do I know imperfect नहीं लगेगा but passive composé लगेगा?
To describe the events in the past, that's not continuous,
Oui.
and that past incident doesn't have the another past. It doesn't have a loop of the other past incident.
Can you explain the last statement? It's a little complicated or
Like
simplified. What's a loop of the past? What does that mean?
we don't explain. I used to do this. I did
Oui.
this.
I did this. Okay. Très
Yeah.
bien. Shalu, can you give us an example of a past event which is using passive composite?
Like I j'ai
Aishwarya,
mangé
it's your
la
next.
pizza hier.
Ok, j'ai mangé la pizza hier. Très bien. It was small. It happened at a certain time. It happened at a certain time. It finished. Okay. So that's using what? Passive composite. Aishwarya, can you give us another example of passive composite and use a Dr. Wondertram verb, please? Did you go somewhere yesterday? Where were you in the class time yesterday?
I was sleeping.
Okay. So how will you
But
say that?
Rodney is not a wonder trump.
But what tense will you use for saying I was sleeping pendant la cour?
This
Will
will
you?
be, yeah, this will be passive composite if I say here.
No.
No, I was sleeping yesterday.
You were sleeping for one small time, या फिर you were sleeping like lamba time?
Small
And
time.
स्मॉल टाइम मतलब 2 घंटे भी मैं स्मॉल टाइम नहीं बोलूँगा। इवन
Okay.
1 सेकंड से ज़्यादा सो रहे थे, 10 सेकंड से ज़्यादा सो रहे थे?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. So you won't use passé composé for it, ठीक है?
But why?
क्योंकि वो एक लंबा इवेंट है, I told you right? Passé composé
Okay.
is for limited events.
Okay.
Limited
Okay.
events.
Got it.
So what
I
tense will
think
you
I
use?
can't use this. This is imparfait.
Yeah, you can use now imparfait and make a sentence with it. Je
Je dormais
dormais
hier
pendant le
la
cours,
classe.
oui. Pendant la classe ou pendant le cours, ठीक है?
Okay.
For example, what did you do? Did you go somewhere yesterday, Shreya? After you woke up? Hopefully you woke up yesterday.
Yes,
Okay, where did you go?
I went to the market.
Okay, très bien. Can you translate that sentence in passé composé or in French? I gave you the answer.
Je suis
Oui.
venir is
Allez, simply allez.
aller. हाँ, je suis allé
Oui.
à la marché.
À le marché to
À
au
le
marché.
marché. Au
Type
marché. Yeah.
it in the chat, ठीक है? Je suis allé au
Je
marché
suis allé.
with an extra e, ठीक है? For you. Who's left? Who did not give us an example of passé composé or past? Hussein, can you now give us an example of passé composé? Okay, what did you do yesterday?
I was out. I was
Okay,
traveling. Like I was coming
okay. What will you say? You were traveling for a short instance or for some time?
for some time.
So which tense you will use?
Imperfect.
Très bien. And what is the verb for traveling? Voyager, ठीक है?
Well, yes.
And how will you conjugate it with verb?
Just we voyage.
Je
Like
voyageais pendant le cours. ठीक है? Je
imperfect. Yes.
voyageais pendant le cours.
Je voyage pendant.
And for
Like,
example,
mhm.
the class or la class as well. It's fine. Okay. What did you do after, let's say, you reached wherever you wanted to reach?
Je mange dinner.
J'ai mangé le dîner. Très bien. J'ai mangé le dîner.
Je mange la dinner.
So this is which tense? Desika, which is this tense? What is this tense? Sorry.
passé composé.
पास्ट कंपोजे, ठीक है? अभी तक देखो हम सिर्फ पास्ट में ही चल रहे थे. आई वाज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू हेल्प यू रिवाइज व्हाट वाज डन बिफोर, ठीक है? एंड देयर आर टू मोर टेंसेस दैट वी डिड. z एंड w से मैंने उनको डिनोट किया है. Aishwarya, can you tell us what is z? It's with reference to the present, but it just happened some time ago. Just tell me, what is that tense? With reference to present, it just happened.
YouTube, no. Passé récent.
Passé récent, très bien.
It's
And
past.
oui, Desika, can you conjugate or can you tell us a sentence with passé récent?
Just
Oui,
a
oui,
minute.
bien sûr. And meanwhile, Hussein, you have to think of what is W. And Salu, maybe you have to think of what is a sentence with W. If you don't
I
know,
guess
that's okay.
I have a doubt. I guess we
Uh,
have
I
venir
guess
in passé récent, right?
I don't know. You tell me. I've taught
Because I
you.
am confused with future proche and passé récent.
Okay, let's demystify that doubt in the class.
Uh,
Aishwarya, can you help
Wait.
us? Is Desika correct in assuming if there is a veneer in passé récent, or is she wrong? Can you correct her or not correct her?
I guess I can.
I'm also confused now.
Look at your notes. You have your notes in front of you.
I haven't written this.
Okay. Can someone help us? Is there no one to help us?
Je
I think
viens
so.
de,
Je venir de manger.
je
So like I
viens
just ate.
de voir la télévision.
Je viens de voir la télévision. No, that's a very weird statement to say, but okay. That's
Yes, I got it. It's via only.
vient. What is that verb vient? Venir.
Venir.
So what is the full construction? What do we use?
It's via
Subject plus
venir.
venir plus the plus
Principal.
yeah, uh,
Continue on. Basically, I have to finish it now.
verb, yeah, verb.
Okay. Which form?
Infinite form.
Is it conjugated or is it
Conjugated with
infinite form?
subject.
Yes. It's not
Oh,
conjugated. So je subject. I will write it down. Venir plus the plus infinitive.
it's already
Aishwarya?
subject is conjugated with venir and
Yes.
then the plus infinitive form of the verb. Yeah, now I got it. Yeah.
Wait. Can Aishwarya make a sentence with this now?
Je viens d'acheter.
Quoi?
I just shopped. What? Clothes.
Yes. So you shopped is could be an intransitive verb in English, but not in French. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to buy something. कुछ तो लो. Free में नहीं जा सकते.
Des vêtements.
Okay. Très bien. Des vêtements. Okay. Desika, can you make one sentence with the same tense?
Je viens d'arriver ma maison.
Je viens. वापस बोलो एक बार.
Je viens d'arriver ma maison.
D'arriver ma maison. À ma maison. ठीक है?
Ah, ma maison.
I
Okay.
just reached my home. Shalu, now that you've learned so much, can you tell us a sentence with passé récent? Oui, passé récent.
Oui, monsieur. Oui. Je viens de finir mon petit déjeuner.
Eh bien, ok. Je viens de finir mon petit déj. I'm just petit déj. I wrote PD. Okay. Who's left? Hussein, can you tell me one sentence again? Don't use je now. Sorry for that. But please tell us something else. Something new.
Nous venons de acheter à la
आशिते
Shall we?
आला नाशिते डैश 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 आशिते समथिंग ठीक है डायरेक्टली आ नहीं यूज करूंगा मैं आशिते quoi nous venons d'acheter
La
la maison
l'autobus, la maison lente.
भाई साहब
Like I,
बस करेंगे ठीक है nous venons d'acheter l'autobus ठीक
we
है
all are there, so we'll have a bus.
ओके très bien अब चलते हैं बस में कहीं पे ठीक है nous venons d'acheter l'autobus that's a very valid sentence it's correct ठीक है just that Canada में possible है कि नहीं पता नहीं but ठीक है nous venons d'acheter l'autobus anyone have any problems with this Yes? No? Any doubts with the Z part of the tense? Yes? No? Jaldi bolo.
No.
No. Okay. है भैया. Now we're passing on to W. ठीक है? I am revising all of these tenses जानबूझ के because I don't want you to leave them behind when we read the future sample and future anterior. ठीक है? So the last tense before we do W. What is W? What is the tense? Pa future?
Proche.
très bien.
Future
Okay. Aishwarya, can you tell us? Oui. Shalu, can you tell us what is the verb that I use for constructing future prosh?
So it's the subject plus conjugation of ale verb and then the infinitive verb.
There we are. Okay. Subject, ale, conjugated, and then I have the infinitive form. Aishwarya, can you form a sentence with this?
Yes.
Please do that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Nous allons,
Nous allons. Très bien.
nous allons acheter des vêtements.
Okay. As far as obsessed with कपड़े. ठीक है. Nous allons acheter des vêtements. Très bien. Okay. Let's not use nous now. Jessica, can you make a sentence with another subject? And you have to use. You have to make a sentence with
Uh,
je proche.
No
je
shopping.
je is fine.
Oui, bien sûr. Why not?
Je vais aller au cinéma.
Okay. Cinema and theater is the subject for you today. Okay. Très bien.
Yeah, that's easier to say.
Okay. Hussein, can you make a sentence with il, singular?
Uh, Elale,
Mm, you have to conjugate ale. What's the conjugation with of ale with il in present? Je vais, tu vas, il
va,
va with spelling.
VAIS,
No, that's vais. Je vais, ठीक है? But tu vas में, okay, I'll write it down. Je
I think
vais, tu
did
vas.
we take this future approach?
We did this in present.
Okay.
Il va, ठीक है?
Yes, LL, okay.
आगे बोलो. They are going to dash. Complete करो. I have to put an
Va,
infinitive. Infinitive.
va,
कोई भी एक verb.
to party, la party,
नहीं, that's a simple sentence. ठीक है? मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ. You have to conjugate a sentence in future pros. तो कुछ तो करोगे आगे जाके फ्यूचर में. तो कुछ भी. You are going to blah in the future. Same sentence बोलो. You are going to buy the bus. How will you say that?
je vais acheter l'autobus.
Il va acheter l'autobus. ठीक है? Elle va acheter l'autobus.
I need to revise this. Okay.
Okay, très bien. Shalu, who is left? I think Shalu is left, right? Can you
Yes.
make a sentence now with future pros? Don't use il,
We.
je, and nous.
Uh,
Kindly use vous or il plural.
ça va. Vous allez regarder la film?
Très bien, ok. Vous allez regarder le film. Okay. Any doubt so far in this tense? This is more simpler or simpler than passé récent. We don't have to trouble ourselves with an extra the. Yeah. Yes, no, yes. कुछ तो बोलो.
Yes.
Jessica, Shalu, Hussein,
Yes.
everyone's okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, please ये yes no करते रहा करो because I don't see your faces so I won't know. Other than Hussein, I can't tell who's not understanding what. ठीक है? All right. Now let's come to the beef of the subject today, जो है future tense. And just as in past we had different tenses for the same mode, and by mode I mean what? For example, past में there were two tenses, right? अब तक हमने दो tenses पढ़े हैं. There is one more that we will read, ठीक है, अगले chapter में. But past में we read two tenses, which were passé composé
Passé composé et
and
imparfait.
imparfait. The same way we have, and this is the first time I'm actually going to teach you something which is relative. ठीक है, दोनों tenses जो हैं हमारे आज के, they are in the future. ठीक है, बट कौन कितना फ्यूचर में है, कौन कितना पानी में है, वैसे कौन कितना फ्यूचर में है विल डिसाइड मैं कौन सा टेंस यूज करूंगा. ठीक है, इफ देयर इज वन टेंस इन द फ्यूचर, ठीक है, मैं केसेस बना रहा हूँ यहाँ पे एंड आई एम मेकिंग अ टाइमलाइन. बहुत रफ सा टाइमलाइन है. दिस इज प्रेजेंट. इफ देयर इज वन इवेंट व्हिच इज वे अर्ल्ड इन द फ्यूचर, एकदम अभी होने वाला फ्यूचर नहीं है. अगर एकदम अभी होने वाला फ्यूचर होगा तो ऐश्वर्या व्हाट टेंस विल आई यूज?
Future
फ्यूचर
Josh.
प्रोस. ठीक है. बट अगर एक इनडेफिनेट फ्यूचर में कुछ होने वाला है, फॉर एग्जांपल दुनिया तबाह हो जाएगी, जस्ट सेइंग, डोंट गेट सैड, दुनिया तबाह हो जाएगी इज अ फ्यूचर दैट वी डोंट नो ऑफ कब होगा. ठीक है. तो इन दैट केस व्हाट टेंस विल आई यूज?
Future.
Future sum. ठीक है. Yes, if there is only one tense in the future, indefinite future, I will use future sum. Any doubts? Can you repeat this for me?
I
Uh,
want you to repeat. You said that something.
will repeat it for me, please? You will repeat it for me, Ashwarya.
Something in future that's going to happen we don't know about.
No, we don't know about it. ये चीज नहीं बोला मैं. We know what is the event, but we don't know when it is going to happen. It's
Okay.
in the future somewhere, and we're only talking about one action.
Okay.
ठीक है. तब मैं कौन सा tense use करूँगा?
Future simple.
Future sum. सब यहाँ. अब there are two events. ठीक है. F1 and F2. F1 and F2. अब दोनों के दोनों फ्यूचर में हैं, and one of them is more future than the other. For example, you will have eaten your breakfast when I will take the class tomorrow. Just saying. ठीक है. You will have eaten your breakfast when I will take the class tomorrow. तो यहाँ पे if I look at the timeline, तुम अपना breakfast खा रहे थे. You have finished your breakfast. This is present. This is future 1. Future 2 is I take the class. Here. Future 1 is you have eaten your breakfast. But both events are in what? Future, right? अभी हुए नहीं है दोनों. तो future 1 and future 2 कौन सा ज्यादा future में है?
Future 2.
Future 2. ठीक है. So these are the relativeness. Yes. Thank you. These are the relativeness of events that I want you to remember and simplify, to comprehend, to understand. कि relativeness of future events decide which tense I'm going to use for it. Yes or no? Is this concept understood, not understood?
Can you
Wow,
repeat
yeah.
once again?
Okay. So if there are two events in the future, and then I'm talking about two events. एक event के case में I will always use future sample. ये याद रखना. जब मैं दो events की बात कर रहा हूँ, one of them is more future than the other. ठीक है. तो for future 2, I will use another tense, and for future 1, I will use another tense. बस इतना समझ लो अभी के लिए. Desika, can you repeat this now for me?
I'll say what I understood from this.
Yeah, sure.
So when there is a future event happening, we use future sample.
Oui.
So to describe the future event in that already existing future event, we use another future tense.
Pas c'est clair. Oh, okay. Hussein, can you clarify this for us?
Like there are two futures, and which one is nearer?
Okay.
So there is nearer one, and there's a future with a future one. So we'll use the tense according to the which one is near and which one is far.
Yeah, pretty close. Yes. Shalu, can you describe this for me now once more?
Yes.
Let's see what you understood.
Like if a single event is going to happen in the future, then we will always use the Futur sampler. But if
Oui.
two events are going to happen, like you gave an example that if you will eat the uh, for example, if you eat this, then we'll take the class tomorrow. So if two events are going to happen, then we'll use both the future tense accordingly.
Okay, accordingly, and we will learn what is the accordingly here in this class, okay? And we will learn the conjugations for both. But Aishwarya, before we move forward,
Yes.
can you now tell us what is happening in the class?
We are discussing about future sample and future antérieur,
Très bien.
and that's F1 and F2.
Oui. And we don't know
And
which one's which, but what is
yeah,
F1 and F2 and why are we discussing them?
so when there are two events happening, we use both the futures. And if there's one event happening, then we use F1 only
And that
and
F1 is what?
future sample.
Okay, and when there is two events happening, what is the differentiation that is between those two events?
The shorter one is no.
We don't discuss anything about the duration of that event. We just saying एक ज्यादा फ्यूचर में हो रहा है,
एक कम फ्यूचर में हो रहा है.
ठीक है, दोनों हो किस में रहा है, फ्यूचर में, ठीक है.
फ्यूचर.
Okay, now that you've understood when, ठीक है, when of it, now let's dive into दोनों tense है क्या. What are the tenses? F1 and F2, future sample and future anterior. ठीक है. Does anyone know what is the meaning of anterior? Anterior. It's anterior in English. I think it's spelled like this. Correct me if I'm wrong. दिमाग में नहीं आता मेरे, but I think this is like this. Anterior means inside or before. वो किसी ने केमिस्ट्री पढ़ी होगी तो एंटीरियर शेल याद है, करते थे उसमें. Penultimate shell, penultimate electron, all of those. Yeah. और completely new concept. साइंस में बस हो रहे थे. Sorry. ठीक है. Anyways, so anterior means the before, the tense that comes before. बस इतना याद रख लो. Anterior से याद रख लो, it comes before. Yes. So now can Hussein guess if anterior is before, out of F1 and F2 is diagram में, what will be future anterior?
If anterior is before, then it will be F1.
Très bien. Oui. So this is future anterior and this is future sampler. Aishwarya, can you repeat this?
Yes, F1 is future anterior and F2 is future sample.
Okay. And this year, can you tell us why?
Because anterior is the first event which is happening.
Oui.
For example, if this happens, we will do this.
That's not necessarily the case. ठीक है. अब हो सकता है कि एक is not causing the other. ठीक है.
Okay.
What you are saying इसका मतलब है कि अगर एक चीज होगी तभी दूसरी चीज होगी. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Irrespective of
This will
दोनों.
happen, and then followed by that, that incident will happen, which is
Yeah.
like an obvious one instead of being
Yeah.
hypothetical about it. Okay.
ठीक है. Shalu, can you? I'm sorry, थोड़ा मेरे को time लगेगा to get habituated. Can you tell us the
Right.
concept again?
Like for like if two events is going to happen in the future, and the for the
Mhm.
first one which is going to take the less, like which is going to happen before, we will use futur antérieur, and which is going to happen at last, we'll use futur simple.
Okay, at last is not the correct verbiage, but yes, अगर दो events हैं, simply put, उसमें से जो पहले हो रहा है मैं उसके लिए future anterior यूज करूंगा बस. ठीक है. अब देखो, मैं तुम्हें एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. I will take 3 events, not 2. तुम बोलोगे भाई दो तो खत्म कर लो पहले. नहीं, मैं 3 लेता हूँ and I'll tell you why. Because this is all relative. तो मैं तुम्हें एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. For example, Aishwarya, she buys clothes. Desika, she goes to theatre. And Hussein, he buys the bus. ठीक है. अब देखो ये 3 events हैं and I'm saying this is present. क्या ऐश्वर्या का कपड़े खरीदना, इज इट बिफोर हुसैन का बस खरीदना? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So if these are the two events in question, who will use what? Aishwarya, you will use which tense?
Future antérieur.
Très bien. And Hussein, you will use which tense?
Future simple.
Future simple. Très bien. Desika, the question is to you. If you go to the theatre, okay, and Aishwarya buys clothes before you, and I'm talking only about these two events, what tense will you use, Desika?
So to explain, for theater sentence, I use future sampler.
Très bien. Okay. Now,
Uh,
oui. Aishwarya, which tense will you use again in this case?
Future antérieur.
Okay, très bien. Now, Desika or Shalu, in fact, tell me what tense will Desika use if these are the two events in question, the green ones. If I'm talking about
Then
Desika going to
Jessica will use.
what? Sorry, didn't hear you.
Okay. She will use the futur antérieur.
Okay, Desika, is that correct or wrong?
to explain which incident you mean?
To explain your going to the theater, will you use
Mm.
relative to Hussein buying the bus? Will you use future anterior or will you use future sample?
Hussein gets into the bus before or after I go to theater, right?
So the time flows like this. This is
Okay.
yeah.
So since it's obvious that he's like the after incident of mine,
Okay.
so I use future anterior for my incident and future sample for use Hussein getting it. Bus.
And Aishwarya, can you explain now what happened with Desika's tense usage? Why did she use future sample before and now she has to use future anterior?
Because she's doing the event before Hussein.
And with respect to you, what was she doing? Was she doing
After.
तो you समझ रहे हो मैं एक फ्यूचर इवेंट को फिक्स करके कांट डिसाइड कि मैं कौन सा टेंस यूज करने वाला हूँ उसके लिए what is going to decide the relativeness of that event with respect to other events which is more important. So ये मैं सारी राम कहानी पढ़ा रहा हूँ and the conjugations will only take 10 minutes to you to learn. I want you to actually focus on this part more. ठीक है? Is that clear in everyone's head? The relativeness of future events is very
Yes.
very helpful in deciding कौन सा tense I will use. For the tense which happens before, for the event that happens before, sorry, I will use future anterior. Okay, and for the event that happens after, I will use future sample. Yes or no?
Yes.
Aishwarya, Desika,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, fair, yeah. Very very good. Now let's actually get into the conjugations. It is very 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 simple. ठीक है, कुछ नहीं है किसी conjugations में, and we will practice it. देखो, तुम्हें infinitive तो पता है ना? Infinitive क्या होता है? Can someone tell me?
We.
The simple form, as it is.
As it is, the verb as it is. ठीक है? Future sample is one of the easiest form to conjugate. Easiest to conjugate, but one of the hardest. There's a catch. ठीक है? It's one of the hardest form. One of the hardest, not the hardest. One of the hardest tense to pronounce. ठीक है? Now with that said, let me give you the endings first. ये तुम्हें रट्टा तो मारना ही पड़ेगा. I can't do anything about it. मैं तुम्हें जो concept समझाना था वो मैंने क्लास में समझा दिया. The रट्टा is for you to do. Okay, and I will explain it to you, but उसके बाद we will practice it. Then थोड़ा सा रट्टा क्लास में लग जाएगा. But what are the endings? ठीक है? Let's look at these endings. Can Hussein read these endings for me? These endings that are mentioned here.
Okay. AI, AS, AONS, EZ, ONT.
Okay, yes. So यहाँ पे, so what I do is I take the full form of the verb जो मेरा infinitive है, उसमें I add these endings and I get my future sample. Simple as that. Yes. बस एक छोटा सा ध्यान रखना है. When there are RE verbs, when there are which verbs? RE ending verbs. What are the three
RE.
type of verbs, Shalu?
So ER, IR, and RE ending verbs.
Wait, ER, IR, ER, and RE ending verbs. Yes. So which verb I'm talking about here is RE ending verb. बाकी सब में सब normal है. जब RE ending verbs होंगे, मेरे को बस एक ध्यान रखना है, मेरे को E उड़ाना है before I add these endings. ठीक है? With that said, let's begin reading out the conjugations, and I will read the first two for you so that you know how to pronounce them. Decide is the verb. Decide. ठीक है? What I do is, I'll show you. यहाँ पे देखो. Je décide plus AI. कुछ नहीं किया मैंने, बस AI ending लगा दिया. मेरे को बस आर ये हटाने का ध्यान यहाँ पे रखना है, रेपोंद्र में. अभी वो आया नहीं है तो I'll not worry about it right now. What I did was infinitive में AI ending लगा दिया because it was je. तू में AS ending लगा दिया, इल में A ending लगा दिया, नु में ONS, वो में EZ and इल में ONT. Are the endings थोड़ा थोड़ा self वो थोड़ी easy है. These are the same endings almost, especially ये वाली are the same as present. Yes, no?
Yes.
ठीक है.
Yes, yes.
और ये वाली एंडिंग थोड़ी सी नहीं है, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दीज. एंड ये भी कुछ ज्यादा टफ नहीं है. AI, AS, A. यस,
Yes.
थोड़ा थोड़ा हाँ बोल दो,
हाँ.
कॉन्फिडेंस है मुझे.
Yes.
ओके, है
Yes.
भैया. तो आई विल रीड आउट दीज. Je déciderai. I will write it. Je déciderai. Tu décideras. You will read this again, but मैं एक बार पढ़ देता हूँ फर्स्ट वंस. Il décidera. देखो दोनों की प्रोनाउंसिएशन में कोई चेंज नहीं हुआ. Tu décideras, il décidera. सेम. Décidera, décidera. Because of the S, we read a rule. S की वजह से कि प्रोनाउंसिएशन में कोई चेंज नहीं आता है. ठीक है. Nous déciderons. Vous déciderez. Ils décideront. ONS, ONT doesn't change the pronunciation. Yes. Now, can Shalu, can you start reading and read the first three? Je, tu, il.
For décider. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oui, oui.
Je déciderai. Tu décideras. Il décidera.
Oui. Très bien. Hussein, can you read the next three?
Nous déciderons, vous déciderez, ils décideront.
Très bien. Next, we move on to the verb choisir. Okay. Desika, can you read the next three?
Je choisirai.
Oui.
Tu choisiras.
There's no.
Il-
Can you read the second one again?
Tu choisiras.
Where is S? No, this is not choisira. This is
Okay.
choisira.
Choisira. Okay.
तो first
Tu
one is.
choisiras.
Oui.
Il choisira.
Très bien. Okay. Aishwarya, the next three.
Yes. Nous choisirons.
Très bien.
Vous choisirez. Elles choisiront.
Très bien. Merci. Et Shalu, can you read the next two?
Oui. Je répondrai. Tu répondras.
Desika, can you read this? Both of them. Il, alag, alag.
Il répondra.
Okay. Très bien. Aishwarya, can you read the next two? Nous and vous.
Nous répondrons. Vous répondrez.
And Hussein, the last one.
Ils répondent, elles répondent.
Mhm. No. That's present. What you're reading
Ils
is present.
répondront.
Répondront. Okay. Pronunciation
Répondront.
makes all the difference. If you say this, they are responding. But if you say ils répondront, it means they will respond. They will answer. Okay. So remember, everything in French is about pronunciation. गलत बोलोगे तो गलत सुनेगा. ठीक है. Let's now with that practice and test your brains. Pick your brains. Let me pick the brain of कौन आएगा पहले? Desika. Okay. Desika, and I'm going to give them in random order so that you don't learn them by heart beforehand. Two, third wala padho, Desika. How will you write this?
Sondra.
How will you write this? Can you help me write it?
Enten. TRAS.
Okay, bien. So you see, RE verb है, तो we on live मतलब we remove the E and then we add AS because TU है.
Oui.
ठीक है? Hussein, can you do
Oui.
je travailler? Hussein.
J'ai
Désolé.
travaillé TRAVILLERAIS.
AI?
Yes.
S? No. S is
AI.
imparfait. सीधा future से पास में पटक जाओगे. ठीक है? AI simply. AIS is which ending? Aishwarya, AIS is which ending?
Imparfait.
Imparfait. ठीक है हुसैन? Future से सीधा पीछे चले जाओगे. Don't do that. Just with an S. Although इनकी दोनों की pronunciation is same. No, it's not same. इसमें sorry, there's a difference. यहाँ पे we don't have the infinitive, if you remember. यहाँ पे there is an infinitive. तो je travaillerai. ठीक है? बस AIS ending नहीं है, AI ending है. Aishwarya, now can you conjugate partir? 10th one for me.
PARTIRAS.
Très bien. Okay. Shalu, can you conjugate 8th one for me?
R. Okay, eighth. FINIRA. Ilfinira.
Il finit. Très bien. Please pronounce the word for me as well after you conjugate. Okay, très bien. And see, Hussein. No, whose turn is it, Hussein? Can you conjugate the first one for me?
Vous suivrez. EZ.
ठीक है, अभी मैंने इसमें क्या किया, आर ई हटाया, बट मैंने फिर से EZ डाल दिया.
EZ.
ठीक है, तो उसमें क्या बन गया, suivre. Vous suivrez. You will follow un cours de français. You will take a class of French. ठीक है. Desika, can you do this for me? Elle cherche. Fourth one.
Elle cherche. CHERCHERA.
Très bien. Who's left? Aishwarya, can you do 9th one for me?
Yes. REMPLACER.
Il, elle, on.
ONS. Okay.
No. O is not ONS. O को नु की तरह treat कर सकते हैं, but not here. ठीक है?
Okay. So this is ONT.
No, this will simply
So-
be O, A. Why? Because I clubbed this with ILL.
Okay.
ठीक है? And Shalu, can you do the second one for me now? Nu.
DINERONS. No dinero.
Très bien. Nu dinero. Hussein, can you do 7th one for me?
Nous renoncerons. ONS.
Spelling?
RENDREONS.
DREONS?
DRONS.
DRONS. Yes. Nu rondro visit. ठीक है? पीछे वाला word change नहीं होता है.
They are not through family.
And what is left? Desika, can you translate this one for me? 5th one?
Jamais oublié votre vision. Dash. Jamais means never. Oublier means to forget.
Can you conjugate this as well?
No, jamais. Il. Oubli.
What's the rule?
ONT.
ONT. And now tell me the whole spelling.
OUBLIERONT.
Yes. Ils ne jamais oublieront votre générosité. Générosité, désolé. They will never forget your generosity. Conjugations आ गए? Easy enough? Yes, no?
Oui.
Yes.
Yes.
भैया ओके। अब देखो इतना सिंपल तो होता नहीं है फ्रेंड्स, देयर हैज टू बी समथिंग, कुछ तो कैच होगा। क्या है कैच? लेट्स डू दोस कैच। इसमें देयर आर
Irregular
एक्चुअली
verb.
वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ब्स, इरेगुलर वर्ब्स, एंड दीज हैव टू बी रिमेंबर्ड। इसका कुछ इलाज नहीं है, मैं तुम्हें 2-3 वर्ब्स बता रहा हूँ, उसको अभी याद कर लोगे। एक एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए भी याद कर लोगे ना तो बाकी सारे एंडिंग से बन जाते हैं अपने आप, ठीक है? बट एक याद होना चाहिए फॉर यू टू नो कि वो कैसे काम करता है, ठीक है? इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या आती है, तुम हर वर्ब में तो इन्फिनेटिव वैसे ही ले लेते हो प्लस एक एंडिंग लगा देते हो, ठीक है? AIAS ब्ला 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 अकॉर्डिंग टू द सब्जेक्ट। बस ये जो चीज़ है ना, ये सारे वर्ब्स में एप्लीकेबल नहीं होती है। इट्स एप्लीकेबल ओनली फॉर व्हाट? द रेगुलर वर्ब्स। द इरेगुलर वर्ब्स में दिस स्टार्टिंग वाला पोर्शन इट चेंजेस, ठीक है? Endings are going to be the same, starting portion it changes, ठीक है? And I'll teach you which ones. पहले करते हैं आले, and this is not आले ऐश्वर्या, okay? Can you conjugate this one? Oh, I hope you don't mind if I
Oh no, no,
bring
not
back
at
word
all.
में breeze like okay, ठीक है? Okay, let's conjugate आले in future sample. What will be this? J'irai, j'irai. Can someone say this? I'm having trouble.
Jire.
J'irai. Hussein?
Jire.
J'irai. Yes. Jira plus I. J'irai. ठीक है?
Jire.
Shalu?
Jire.
Très bien. And Aishwarya?
Jire.
You got rid of Ale for finally, ठीक है? So there's one tense where you can skip saying Ale, which is j'irai. कैसे बोलोगे? वापस बोलो.
Jire.
Très bien. तो j'irai is for Ale. You have to remember this without failing. ये नहीं भूलना है. Please, please, please. बेइज्जती मत करवाना. इसको मत भूलना. If you want to speak French, j'irai, blah blah blah. ठीक है? Avoir is the next one that I want you to remember. ठीक है? J'aurais. J'aurais.
Jore.
You have to open your mouth a little. This one. J'aurais. Yes. J'aurais. Just like jaw
Jore.
wala jaw. J'aurais. Everyone. Hussein.
Jore.
J'aurais. Yes. And Aishwarya.
Jore.
Très bien. ठीक है? J'aurais. अब देखो तुम्हें ये पता चल गया ना, उसके बाद तुम बाकी वाले बना सकते हो। जैसे to के साथ what will be avoir. टेक अ हिंट फ्रॉम दिस, इसमें से AI हटा दो, जो बचा ना उसमें तुम टू का एंडिंग लगा दो।
Jora.
Pure.
टू और यस दैट्स ठीक
Tiora.
है, AS एंडिंग लगा दिया मैंने, ठीक है? देसिका, कैन यू टेल मी द आले विद द नू?
Nu or ro.
आले आले
Iro.
हाँ यार ONS, यस ठीक है।
Iro.
तो
Nu
इसमें
zero.
किया क्या मैंने क्या किया, AI हटाया, आई एडेड द एंडिंग ऑफ नू, बस इतना सही करना है, इजी इनफ। After the first memory wala game, it's all simple, is what I'm trying to say. You just have to remember one. उसके बाद it's going to be simple. ठीक है? Aller, avoir, then what do I want to remember? Être. Please remember être. Because you're going to use it all the time. All the time. Je dash. I will be rich. How will you say, Aishwarya? I will be rich to buy enough clothes for myself in the future. I will be rich.
Je serai.
Riche. ठीक है? Je serai riche. ठीक है?
Very riche.
Okay, and Hussein, how will you say I will be rich enough to buy a bus in the future? I will be rich.
Jire. Rich.
Sare.
क्या होता है?
Sare.
Sare.
बस इतना ही. Just sare riche. ठीक है? Then Hussein, sorry, Desika, how will you say you will be at the theater tomorrow? Just say I will be.
Jire or theatre.
Jire or theater is fine enough. Yes. ठीक है? And if you want to say Shalu, I will be very happy tomorrow.
Je serai très content demain.
Oui, très bien. तो you remember
Content.
हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, content, yes. ठीक है, je serai contente demain. ठीक है, okay, that's done. And then we have one more, which is faire. Faire. What is the future for this? Je ferai. Ferai. Can everyone say this one by
Je
one?
ferai.
Ferai. Yes. Aishwarya.
Je ferai.
Jafare.
Yes. Hussein.
Geophore.
ठीक है, je ferai du shopping demain. Aishwarya, can you say this?
Je ferai du shopping demain.
Très bien. Shalou, je ferai de, je ne sais pas quoi, jogging demain. Je ferai du jogging demain.
Je ferai du jogging demain.
Ok. और क्या एक्सप्रेशन होता है? faire les tâches ménagères. Ok. Faire, je ferai des tâches ménagères demain. Jessica, for example.
You repeat that once again.
Je ferai les tâches ménagères.
Le tâche.
I will do the household work tomorrow, for example.
J'irai les tâches ménage.
I'm using the verb faire, okay?
Sorry, je ferai. Wait, I'm literally using aller for everything. Sorry.
Yeah. So ferai, it's not faire, it's ferai. याद रखना.
Je ferai les tâches ménagères.
Exactly. ठीक है. अब Hussein, if you want to go grocery shopping tomorrow, how will you say? What is the expression we use for grocery shopping? Faire blah blah blah. Quelque chose, so yes. That's a good guess. But what's quelque chose? Swarya, do you know what's the word for expression for grocery shopping?
Faire du. नहीं.
Shalu, do you know what is the expression for grocery shopping? Yes, Hussein.
No, sir. Actually, grocery shop is epicery, but don't know the expression for like saying going to grocery shopping.
Now, can you say it? I have written it on the
It's
screen.
fair deal shopping.
Fair deal shopping is actually grocery छोड़ के सब shop करना, ठीक है? But grocery के लिए एक अलग word होता है French में, which is faire les courses. Faire les courses. ठीक है? So Hussein, you have to say, I will do grocery shopping tomorrow. How will you say?
Je ferai les courses
Demain. ठीक है? Je ferai les courses demain. Aishwarya, can you say this?
Je ferai les courses demain.
Très bien. Okay. Now that you know these expressions and some future, is there anything that I want to teach you? One more. ठीक है? Last. I will teach you venir and venir के साथ बहुत सारे inir वाले verbs cover हो जाएंगे. Tenir, revenir, ठीक है? सारे के सारे. Venir में we do a very very weird thing. We put viendrait. We say viendrait. So this is the stem. Weird enough, this is the stem. VIENDR is the stem. उसके बाद आप ending लगाओगे. ये थोड़ा सा different है, इसलिए I want to teach you this, ठीक है? And this is important. Je viendrai demain soir. Je viendrai demain soir. What does this mean? I will come tomorrow.
Viendrai what?
Demain soir.
Yes.
Demain soir. Okay.
Tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, I will come. ठीक है? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
जैसे इसमें इसके जो derivatives है ना, devenir. For example, je deviendrai riche. Je deviendrai riche. इसमें venir का बस मैंने same चीज कर दिया, same treatment. venir के साथ मैंने viendrai बोल दिया. देगा. Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes.
yes
ठीक है, और ज्यादा तंग नहीं करूंगा मैं. इतना ही सिखाऊंगा अभी के लिए, ठीक है? अभी स्पेलिंग चेंजेस वगैरह तुम पढ़ सकते हो, इट्स इजी है ना, कुछ ज्यादा वो नहीं है. इवन इफ यू मेक दिस मिस्टेक इट्स ओके, बट व्हाट आई वांटेड टू टीच यू इज टॉट. मैथ अभी एक्सरसाइज करते हैं फटाफट, थोड़े याद हो जाएंगे. और मैथ ऑफ फ्यूचर simple, les verbes en parenthèse. Let's quickly do them. Il dash déçu de ne pas vous voir. He will be disappointed to not see you.
SERA.
Il sera.
Il sera. Sera.
Il sera.
Okay. L'étudiant.
Fera.
Shalu, can you say this? It's not
Fera.
Fera. No. Who can
Fera.
correct this?
Fera.
How will you pronounce this? Fera.
Fera.
This
Fera.
became a-
Okay.
Okay.
Fera.
Très bien. अब नेक्स्ट वाला छोड़ देते हैं. इट्स सोरा. और मैं बता देता हूँ हम लोग इसका कन्वर्सेशन ऐसा होता है. तू सोरा दिमाग si tu areusi ton examen. ठीक है, इसको छोड़ते हैं अभी. Nous avoir is what I'm interested in. Aishwarya, can you tell me?
Nous aurons.
Aurons. Très bien. Ok. Le professeur Hussein. That happens. That's
With
okay.
A.
Oui, with A, but what is the starting part? That's important. Alera.
Alera.
Is it?
Jera. It's
Ira. Yes.
Ira.
Le professeur ira à Paris
Ira.
en juin. ठीक है. अब देखो जो मैं बोल रहा था ना, it's one of the easiest tense to conjugate, but it's one of the hardest tense to pronounce, and this example is going to tell you why. Can someone conjugate the next one, sixth one? Il.
Is it prefera?
It's not prefera.
Preferire.
It's preferera.
Okay,
Il
preferera. Okay.
preferera. Il
Oui,
preferera.
ठीक है. तो आप समझ रहे हो, उसमें 3 आर आ गए. सबके सब प्रोनाउंस करना है. प्रेफेरेरा. एंड इफ यू आर एक्चुअली स्पीकिंग द फ्रेंच आर तो दिमाग खराब हो जाता है ये बोलने में. प्रेफेरेरा. ठीक है. Yes, no, everybody is with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aishwarya, can you try speaking this?
Oui.
Let's.
Il preferera.
Okay, très bien. Okay, all right. इसमें I don't want to teach anything और मेरे को कुछ नहीं सिखाना है. ठीक है. यहाँ पे एक very very important concept. ठीक है. अब इंग्लिश में can someone tell me एक सेंटेंस बताओ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, इसी से एग्जाम्पल उठा के बोल रहा हूँ. She will go to Paris when she has time. Do you relate to this sentence? Is this how you use it in French? Is this how we say it in English? When she has time, she will go to Paris. Is this a valid sentence in English? Yes or no? When she has time, she will go to Paris. इसमें कुछ गलत है?
It's
No.
no.
No. But अगर इसको हम फ्रेंच में ट्रांसलेट करेंगे, what will you do? मैं तुम्हें don't look at this for now. ठीक है? She will go to Paris when she has time. ठीक है? She will go to Paris when she has time. Please read it out for me. इसको translate करो फटाफट. How will you do it?
Elle ira
Oui, elle ira
à Paris
à Paris
quand
quand
elle
elle.
aura
Okay.
has
But ये कौन सा टाइम टेंस है इंग्लिश में?
present tense है.
प्रेजेंट टेंस है. तो प्रेजेंट टेंस कैसे कॉन्जुगेट करते हैं फ्रेंच में?
Elle a.
À la du temps. ठीक है.
Hmm.
अब मैं तुम्हें यही सिखाना चाह रहा हूँ कि दिस इज रॉन्ग. सॉरी ईश्वर. ठीक है.
It's okay.
दिस इज रॉन्ग. दिस इज रॉन्ग फॉर अ रीजन. फ्रेंच इंग्लिश में ये चलता है कि हम वी हैव फ्यूचर टेंस and a present tense in the same sentence. French people don't like this. What do they not like? Mixing of tenses is not liked by French people or French language in general. Okay? And there's a very big concept called concordance des temps. Concordance des temps. वी विल रीड अबाउट इट लेटर जब बात आएगी उस पर. बट इसका मतलब ये होता है कि द टेंसेस हैव टू बी एग्रीइंग इन नेचर. लिटरल मतलब ये है, दे हैव टू कॉन्कॉर्ड विद ईच अदर. यहाँ पे उस चीज का मतलब ट्रांसलेट होता है, वी कांट यूज प्रेजेंट टेंस and future tense in the same sentence. There is one exception, I will teach you that, but generally एक normal sentence में we don't use present and future tense.
So
Is it?
is it with future and present only, or is it with all tenses?
नहीं, ये रूल अभी डोंट
ठीक
डोंट
है,
अभी सिर्फ इतना ही सीखो, ठीक है.
ठीक.
फ्यूचर के साथ इफ आई एम टॉकिंग
फ्यूचर ही
अबाउट
होना चाहिए.
फ्यूचर ही होना चाहिए, ठीक है. अगर ऐसा सेंटेंस मैं बोल रहा हूँ, लीरा पारी को एल आ दूतों, ये गलत है फ्रेंच में,
ओके.
ठीक है. इसका ट्रांसलेशन देखते क्या होगा. देखो तुम मुझे बताओ क्या लिखा है फ्रेंच में. एल ira à Paris quand elle aura le temps. क्या चेंज किया मैंने?
Hour
जो
to
कॉल
future tense. Hour.
She will have
It's
a
in
time.
futur simple both.
It's like she will go to Paris when she will have a time.
यस. तो
It's
देखो
like
इंग्लिश में वी डोंट से
translation.
इट लाइक दिस. या ऑल ऑफ
Okay.
यू आर करेक्ट, ठीक है. इंग्लिश में वी कैन से व्हेन शी हैज टाइम शी विल गो टू पेरिस, बट फ्रेंच में ये नहीं चलता है. वी हैव टू यूज सेकेंड सेंटेंस में भी व्हाट, फ्यूचर टेंस,
फ्यूचर समथिंग.
Future
ठीक
tense.
है. बस इतना सही था. बट दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट. जब भी आप फ्यूचर में एक सेंटेंस बना रहे हो, उसमें दो क्लॉजेस हैं. क्लॉजेस समझते हो, पार्ट्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस, ठीक है. दिस इन इटसेल्फ इज वन सेंटेंस. दिस, इफ आई हाईलाइट, दिस इन इटसेल्फ इज अ सेंटेंस. एल ira à Paris, एक छोटा सा सेंटेंस बन सकता है. नाउ द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ दिस, quand elle aura le temps, elle aura le temps, she has time, is also one sentence. But these are interdependent. She will go to Paris when she will have time. तो ये जो डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज है, मैं ये रूल सिखा रहा हूँ. It has to be the same tense. It has to be in the future sample. If I start my normal first clause in future sample, is that clear? तो इन दोनों के बीच में एक कनेक्टर होता है हमेशा, कंजुगेशन, कंजंक्शन. सॉरी, इट्स नॉट कंजुगेशन, इट्स कंजंक्शन, ठीक है. दिस इज द कंजंक्शन. यहाँ पे बहुत सारी टाइप की कंजंक्शन यूज किए हुए हैं. quand, lorsqu'il, dès qu'elle, aussitôt que, tant que. Let's read these. इनके मतलब. Desika, can you read the first one?
El ositoku.
What is the meaning of it?
As soon as.
As soon as. Hussein, what's the next one?
Dès que.
Dès que. It's dès que.
Dès.
ठीक है. Dès que, blah blah blah. As soon as. ठीक है. ऐश्वर्या?
Lorsque.
Lorsque. When. Simply. And Aishwarya, can you read the next one as well?
Quand.
Quand. It's very simple. तुम्हें पहले से आता है. Quand is when. ठीक है. And Shalu, the last one?
Tant que,
Tant que. As long as. ठीक है. So these are the ones that we use to connect these sentences. इनके मतलब एक बार बस देख लो. You will use them in sentences very often. But जो कॉन्सेप्ट मुझे सिखाना था वो इतना ही था. इसमें बहुत सारी और कहानी दे रखी है. You don't need to bother yourself with all of that. ठीक है. We will not do a lot of other things. But इसके बाद फटाफट से let's move on to future anterior. ये था future sample. Future anterior, तो if I say you already know it, that is 100% true. ठीक है. Future sample में बस you need to know that this is one a complex tense. Oh sorry, future anterior. There's again complex tense. Can someone tell me? Can Shalu you tell me? Everybody else I think here knows. Can you tell me what's a complex tense and a simple tense?
um, complex tense, I guess if I see it, it's made of two tenses.
Yeah, it's made of two parts. Okay,
Like
it's not simple. It means
two
yeah,
parts.
it has two parts to it. Okay. Passé composé. Is it a complex tense or a simple tense, Aishwarya?
Complex tense.
Okay, and what are the how many parts does it have?
Two parts.
Hussein, what are those? Okay, this Sika, what are those two parts? Continue. What is the first part in passé composé?
Like part in the sense?
There are two parts to passé composé, yes or no? Are you aware? Or is it completely new?
Oh, you mean the tenses?
No. Passé composé mein, while constructing, there are two parts. Yes or no?
No.
Are you
Like
completely new?
auxiliary and past participle.
We. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Jessica?
okay. Okay, the part participle of that verb plus
Yes.
the
So they
yeah. Okay, yeah. Subject plus ethro or our conjugated with the subject
we
plus
past
participle of that PP of that yeah verb.
ठीक है तो यहाँ पे it's the same thing we have auxiliary and past participle just that एक छोटा सा difference है Aishwarya can you tell me for passive compose
Yes.
what is the auxiliary conjugated in
In as in
which tense is it
according to the subject
according to the subject yes but in which tense
in which are you talking about passé composé?
oui if you
Uh,
say I ate how will you say j'ai mangé oui
yes, present tense.
इट्स इन प्रेजेंट ठीक है बस यही बता रहा था कि ऑक्सिलरी इज इन प्रेजेंट बस तुम्हें अगर ये पता है पास्ट से कंपोजर समझ में आता है तो तुम्हें फ्यूचर अंटेरियर भी समझ में आता है एवरीथिंग इज सेम बस एक छोटा सा डिफरेंस है व्हाट इज दैट डिफरेंस कैन नाउ समवन गेस
The auxiliary is conjugated in the past.
फ्यूचर की बात हो रही है
Sorry, future.
ठीक है यस तो वो फ्यूचर में कॉन्जुगेट होगा एंड विच फ्यूचर हमने एक ही फ्यूचर पढ़ा है अभी तक एक को बनाने के लिए दूसरा ही यूज हो सकता है खुद को बनाने के लिए खुद तो यूज होगा नहीं
Future simple.
यस इजी एनफ तो यहाँ पे the auxiliary is what future sample and I use what an extra past participle with it na yes no
That's clear now.
pakka basically
So
I'm going
we
to ask you
don't.
3 classes later
Okay.
ठीक
Okay.
है और continue what you were saying sorry
No, I was just clarifying. So first we have to take a future sampler and
we
yeah, which is conjugated with the subject already for obvious.
we
And then participle of the verb is future
exactly
anterior, right?
it's future anterior
Okay.
and past participle के rules are not going to change remember I told you past participle अभी सीख लो it's going to come handy in future tenses
Yeah.
or tenses as well. So, Shalu, can you now summarize what you learned here? Future anterior, how do we construct it?
Like we will use first futur simple and then with that past participle form of the verb.
We exactly. Now, let's actually use this. एक बार फटाफट से देख लेते हैं इसमें भी देखो डॉक्टर मिसेस वॉन्डेट्राम्प याद है तो there is a classification of verbs which are conjugated with eth yes there are
Yes.
classification of verbs which are used with avoir ठीक है same rules apply here जिन verbs को तुम पासे कंपोजे में एथर के साथ conjugate करते थे the same verbs are going to be conjugated with eth auxiliary here in future anterior as well simple enough to remember सब कुछ पासे कंपोजे जैसा है the only difference is the auxiliary is in Hussein
Future simple.
très bien okay now let's move on to two examples one is écrire can Shalu you tell me is this an avoir verb or an être verb écrire
Uh, it's avoir.
It's avoir verb, ठीक है? तो let's read out the conjugations. यहाँ पे can you read out the first three please? Shalu?
J'aurais écrit,
Oui.
जी, j'aurais écrit, tu auras écrit, il aura écrit.
Très bien. Hussein, can you read the next three please?
Nous, nous aurons écrire, vous aurez écrire, ils auront écrire.
The pronunciation of écrire is incorrect. It's écrit.
Écrire.
To stop it, écrit. ठीक है? Nous aurons écrit, vous aurez. यहाँ पे एक liaison भी आएगा. Vous aurez, nous aurons.
Nous
ठीक है?
aurons, vous aurez.
ठीक है? Ils auront écrit again. यहाँ पे भी एक liaison आएगा. Yes? Now, Aishwarya, devenir, it's what kind of verb? Avoir or être?
Être.
Être. ठीक है? तो let's read out the first three conjugations.
Je serai, serai
Serai, yes,
the
serai.
venue.
Devenu, yes.
Tu serai the venue.
Mhm.
Sera.
Tu seras.
The venue. Elle sera the venue.
यहाँ पे बस एक छोटा सा प्रोनाउंसिएशन में वो है द वेन्यू नो द वेन्यू
The venue.
द वेन्यू ठीक है
The venue.
वही द वेन्यू उसको फटाफट पढ़ना है एन यू आवाज नहीं आती उसमें ठीक है देसिका कैन यू रीड द लास्ट थ्री
Nous serons devenus,
oui
vous serez devenus,
oui
ils seront devenus.
oui très bien तो ये दिस इज हाउ यू कंस्ट्रक्ट द फ्यूचर अंटेरियर ठीक है अब लेट्स लुक एट द एग्जांपल्स ये एक एग्जांपल दूंगा बस you will understand everything that we have read today. Il dash son roman avant la fin d'année. fin d'année अगर फ्यूचर में यहाँ पे दिस इज प्रेजेंट fin d'année अगर यहाँ पे है फ्यूचर में अब वो बोल रहा है बिफोर द fin d'année व्हाट इज fin d'année द एंड ऑफ द ईयर ठीक है बिफोर द fin d'année will it be A or B on the timeline before fin d'année
A.
A.
Before.
A.
yes A ठीक है B से बिफोर नहीं because it's before इसलिए I will go for A and there are two events अभी वो जो राम कहानी हमने शुरू में पढ़ी थी about two events being in the future what is the tense I will use for A
Future anterior.
yes très bien and Shalu can you explain to me why the answer is
Because
future
it's
anterior yes
before the end of the year.
très bien and Hussein can you tell us what is the conjugation of finir with future anterior is it an avoir verb or an être verb
Avoir, I guess avoir.
avoir verb très bien and what is the avoir of future sample of avoir sorry
El oro,
ora ora
A-U-R-A, aura. Yes.
ora très bien तो यहाँ पे एक ora तो आएगा पक्का आएगा देसिका व्हाट्स द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ इट देसिका इधर you're on mute if you're speaking okay Aishwarya what's the second part of it
Fini.
spelling
Fini.
Fini ठीक है il aura fini son roman avant la fin d'année fin de l'année ठीक है is this sentence clear to you
Yes.
Okay no worries the anime is going to stop in 1-2 minutes ठीक है I will give you one or two more examples so that you understand yes यहाँ पे ये वाला एग्जाम्पल देखो she will call you as soon as she finishes her novel अब देखो ये इसके आंसर्स मत देखना प्लीज सॉरी यहाँ पे she will call you as soon as she finishes her novel ये मैं present बना रहा हूँ 1 F2. There are 2 events. She will call you. She will have finished her novel. Which one is F1? Which one is F2? What is F1, Aishwarya?
F1 as
As she
in
finishes-
F1 is first future. That
First future out of these 2 events,
Yes.
she will call you versus she will have finished her novel.
Hmm.
Which one comes before? Does she finish her novel?
the novel one.
Oui. Aishwarya, can you tell us why now? Shaina told us the correct answer. This is novel. No?
she will call you as soon as she finishes her novel.
Oui.
So the novel will be before.
Oui. The novel will be before.
Will be future antérieur.
Oui. très bien. तो यहाँ पे फिनीर कौन सा वर्ब होगा? फिनीर. ठीक है, तो फिनीर किस उसमें कॉन्जुगेट होगा? फ्यूचर एंटीरियर में.
Yes.
कॉलिंग वाला वर्ब जो भी होगा, टेलीफोन या प्ले, वो दैट विल बी कॉन्जुगेटेड इन व्हिच टेंस, शालू?
That will be conjugated in futur simple.
très bien. Now let's look at
Future
this.
simple.
Oui. देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? Elle vous téléphonera dès qu'elle aura fini son roman. Elle vous téléphonera dès qu'elle aura fini son roman. अभी इसके लिए ज़्यादा टेंशन मत लेना. नेक्स्ट वीक विल कंटिन्यू विद दिस टेंस. थोड़ा सा और प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. आई कैन सी पजल्ड फेसेस यहाँ पे एंड नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स. तो
Yeah, I just sorry interrupting. I just want to get though we are doing it as per what is written here in English. When we are speaking, how do we like put it all together? That's difficult.
I know I will be difficult, but if I am to soothe you, I am to relieve your stress, it is that we don't use this tense often. ठीक है?
Okay.
ठीक
Okay.
है, तो ज्यादा दिमाग चलाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. एंड इवन
ठीक
इफ
है.
यूज इट तो बहुत रेयर होता है, तो तब रेयर
ठीक है.
केसेस में तो दिमाग चली जाता है.
ठीक है. Okay.
तो these were only the examples that I wanted to teach you. इसमें there are other things that are unimportant. जो important चीजें थी I have taught you. ठीक है? I will advise you to revise this. ठीक है? But in the next class, we will pick this up plus some reading material which will be focused around this. I actually had a dialogue as well around this, but we will continue with that dialogue in the next class. ठीक है? Hoping everybody will make it to the class on Saturday as well. I will
Yes.
see.
Yes, sir.
Ok. Merci beaucoup et à la prochaine.
Merci beaucoup.
Beaucoup. Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.